Merry Christmas! Welcome to the Blue Dragon Guild, a channel all about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Baron.
And I'm Mackenzie.
Today we're talking about a wonderful Arctic monster, the Yeti. Yeti is a fun monster that I think is, obviously it's a niche monster. I mean, you're not going to put it in a non-frozen location, but you may have a frozen section of a dungeon that you put it in, and that would be pretty fun.
That would be pretty neat to sneak it in there. There are 3 different types of Yetis we'll be talking about in this video. 2 of them from the Monster Manual, the Yeti and the Abominable Yeti, and then one added from the new Icewind Dale, the Yeti Tyke.
To me, Yetis are those monsters that the party, if they go anywhere there's snow, I really think that they expect to fight a Yeti, and whether you make them fight a Yeti or not, I mean, that's up to you as the DM, but
just add mysterious footprints, making them appear there. Yeah. It's kind of one of the spooky stories in like the real world. You go, there's a big blizzard. I can't see it, but the presence of it's always there.
Oh yeah. Taking a look at the stats of the regular Yeti, it's a CR3 monster. It has a fear of fire. If they take fire damage, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of its next turn. Extremely helpful.
Yep.
I think fire spells are fairly common, so if you've got a sorcerer, wizard, cleric, whatever in your party that casts fire, they'll do good against the Yeti.
Safe.
Yeah. My favorite thing about the Yeti is its chilling gaze. Yeti targets one creature it can see within 30 feet of it. If the target can see the Yeti, the target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against the magic or take 3d6 cold damage and be paralyzed for 1 minute.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. But this doesn't work if the target is immune to cold damage.
Okay.
So, if you're resistant, it's still happening to you. However, you can repeat the save at the end of your next turn, and once you pass the save, you're immune to the chilling gaze for the next 24 hours.
That's good. I didn't know if it would be like a constant keep running into Yetis and keep getting frozen and be like, okay, I've never learned.
The Abominable Yeti, on the other hand, a lot tougher. It's a CR9 monster. It also has the chilling gaze and the fear of fire. The Abominable Yeti also has a cold breath attack. It's a 30-foot cone, and it deals 10d8 cold damage on a failed save or half as much on a success.
Like straight up dragon.
It is a recharge on a roll of 6 on a 6-sided die. So there's a 1 in 6 chance it could happen after the first time, but that 10d8, I mean, that's
pretty gross. I mean, I know, like you said, he is a CR9.
He is a CR9, so
yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, but to be able to, you fight Yetis, you're like, okay, you just sneak this guy in and complete different weapon, different attack, it wouldn't be ready. And the last one we have is the Yeti Tyke, stated as it was just added in Icewind Dale. These creatures, they say people may not run into them that often because it's a Yeti's, kid, somewhere between 1 and 7 years old. Yeah. It happens. Spoilers, you may have an encounter with them in Icewind Dale. But Yeti Tyke, they're small. They're only a CR 1/8.
Yeah.
So, it's not, insane. They understand Yeti, but they can't speak it because they're little, they're like little kids. Yeah. And just like Mama and Papa Yeti, Baby Yeti also has the ability to have snow camouflage, where if it's doing a dex save, stealth, it adds an advantage to that roll to try to hide from the person because, it's white fur, blends in with all the snow around it.
Yeah.
It gets a standard little claw attack and has a climb speed. They're just little small creatures. They have mischief, playing, or, if you need something like, there's some baby Yetis, there's going to be a mom or someone around these.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in a bear family. Let's just get out of there.
A couple important things to note. All 3 of the Yetis, Baby Yeti included, they're all chaotic evil. So they're going to be malicious.
Yeah.
So
they're going to attack you no matter what. If they think, whether they're playing, whether they want you for food, whether they just think you're being threatening and you're just passing through.
Yeah.
They don't care.
The other thing is they have a climb speed. Mm-hmm. And funny thing is, we came across some Yetis in our playthrough of Icewind Dale, and not the last play, but the one before that. And we were in their hut hut, cave, whatever you want to call it. And there was this chasm on one side, and I was like, all right, I'm going to thunderwave that Yeti down into the chasm. And then it was like, Mackenzie was running the game, he's like, well, he starts climbing back up, and we're like, oh man, we got to get out of here.
It was like he falls, so he took his bludgeoning damage, and it said it was like a 67-foot drop, 60 or 70-foot drop. I'm like, okay. And they're like, all right, well, we're going to get out of here. You're still in initiative. What?
Yep.
And it was like, okay, he moved. Well, where is he? And all of a sudden it's like, you see his hands. Oh, we got to get out of here.
But I will say that Bumble did not bounce.
They did not.
So as we've stated, the Yeti is great for snowy terrain. But Mackenzie, how would you use a Yeti different from stereotypical ways you might use a Yeti?
I really liked your idea that you said when you add it into... I mean, it could be as simple as you go into one part of a dungeon, and it's just... Okay, you've been so far down, inside back into the earth. It's wet, it's cold, it's just hidden. Or just, hey, you walked into a dungeon, into a spot, all of a sudden all the walls are crystallized, there's this snow hanging down. Just, we caught this and kept it here almost in a freezer as a pet, as a creature.
Yeah.
Maybe you're weirdly having Yetis that you're breeding to leash out upon the world. I don't know.
I think that is a really fun idea. That's the game. That's the game. Evil Wizard is breeding Yeti to take over the world.
No Yetis were harmed in the making of this video.
They might have been. That's a really fun idea. My mind just goes to that, like, all right, we're going through this dungeon. You don't expect to, all right, I open the door, all right, there's snow and frost, and, like, you could even play it up just like, kind of like the ceiling at Hogwarts. It looks like it's outside, but like you go in, it's just snow, and you're just like, I don't understand this dungeon. I think that would be really, really fun. There's tons of other icy monsters, especially when they're added in Icewind Dale. I think that would be a really fun way to spin that.
They take you can think of these, there are polar bears and stuff like that, but this is almost like, you're in a grassy terrain. Okay, there's going to be some bears you're going to fight. Maybe an owl bear, maybe some, like, just grizzly bear. Yeah, there's polar bears, but these are, like you said, the stereotypical, I'm going into ice, I'm going into snow. The legend of this is going to be somewhere.
Yeah, oh yeah. One idea I had this idea of, there was this traveling circus that was coming through town. And they have all these exotic monsters, exotic beasts, and they have this Yeti. And something goes awry, and the Yeti breaks out and is terrorizing the carnival. Cool. It doesn't put into use its snow camouflage, probably, but the abominable Yeti, regardless of camouflage or not, it's going to be a pretty tough foe to fight.
That would be pretty neat. I like that idea. Traveling carnival with all the monsters, and they get let loose on the town.
Yep.
You gotta deal with it. That's genius.
And after you've defeated the Yeti, you find there's a brand on the Yeti from the evil wizard that's breeding them in the dungeon.
There it is.
There it is.
It'll be on our page.
Might be. Another fun way I thought of to implement Yetis, do a reverse Yeti. One that's not snowy. Not necessarily Bigfoot, but if you look at the abominable Yeti, they have the cold breath, the chilling gaze. You could keep the chilling gaze the same, but I'm thinking turn it into like a fire monster and give it a fire breath, and, they no longer have the fear of fire, but they have fear of ice. Just completely reverse it.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Yeah. The reverse version Yeti.
Yeah. If you have any interest in creating your own monster or modifying monsters, check down in the description for our video on that very subject. Overall, I think the Yeti is a wonderful monster to throw at your party. I think that, like I said, it's probably both under and overutilized all at the same time, just depending on who your DM is. But at the end of the day, they're a pretty mean monster, and I think they're worth throwing at your party. So if the Yeti is a monster that you have used in your games or you've even fought against, tell us about it down in the comments below. Did you fight one? Did you live? Did you die?
Did you freeze? Did you make it?
We'd love to hear it.
And if you'd like to see more D&D content, be sure to subscribe.
And if you'd like to see more monster videos, check out this playlist right here. And until next time, keep the dice rolling.